So what is Reiki? So the official definition of Reiki is divine universal life force energy. So what is divine universal life force energy? That is the energy of all that is. So Reiki is one way we can access the divine. We can access source. We can access creative potential in its most pure form. So what we as the Reiki practitioner or receiver and giver do is we are the channel of this energy. So I like to explain it like a firefighter with a hose, right? So you're the firefighter and you're directing the hose to put out the fire. So in essence, we're not the water, the energy that's coming through, but we're the hose that's directing it. So in Reiki, what we do is we are considered space holders. And what space holding means is that we're holding space for the person that we're giving Reiki to, or the thing that we're giving Reiki to, or ourselves, beyond our own limiting fears and beyond our own limiting beliefs. And we're looking towards their potential, towards their light, towards their pure form of source. And so what we do when we give Reiki is we do not look to what is broken. We throw away that old paradigm of broken, needing to fix. And we look at this thing or person in front of us as completely whole. So when we're standing across from a person or looking at ourselves that way, as one whole light being to another, something magical happens, something shifts. We see the truth in someone or something. So as we give this Reiki, we're the firefighter holding the hose. We are the channel for this light. We do this beautiful passive dance. So it can be kind of confusing at this level because you're like, what am I doing? What's my role in this? You are a channel. You are a vessel for this piece. You are allowing this energy to flow through you to the desired recipient. Now in Reiki, we always set an intention. This is really important to remember. We set the intention for the energy to be for the recipient's highest good. Now that lets you off the hook. That's the best news ever. So when we say, I allow this, my intention is for this to be for the person's highest good, you as Jamie or whoever you are, your name, doesn't need to know what's best for the person. The intelligence of all that is, the Reiki, the divine universal life force energy, knows what this person needs on all levels, physically, spiritually, emotionally, or energetically. So we set the intention, this needs to be for this person's highest good. They will receive in that moment of energetic transfer what they need for their highest good. Now, this is something to be mindful of. Your human mind is going to want to assume that you know what this person needs. So maybe they're coming in upset about something or wanting something to change, and they're kind of in their mind too. Their highest good might be giving up a certain food, ending a relationship, leaving a job that's making them unhappy. So it's wonderful to just show up, hold space, look at this human being or person, place, or thing as whole, look past their fears and limitations, and just let the energy of Reiki do what it does. There's so much less for you to do in this art form than you may realize. And that's such a great thing. We show up, we feel this beautiful high vibrational feeling of this light coming through us, but then we learn this process of trusting and letting go of what our human mind thinks this person needs as opposed to what our egoic personal thinking this person needs. So let me get to the Reiki attunement that you're going to receive today. So a Reiki attunement is an opening of the energy. So me as the Reiki master has the ability to connect into the Reiki energies, open this channel within you, and connect the channel of the Reiki energies to you as the person that's going to be giving and receiving Reiki. So this is permanent. This is something you will receive your entire life. The attunement is such a beautiful, sacred ceremony. It's different for everybody. So I don't usually like to say this is how your attunement will go because it's, again, going to be a very unique process, which what we just talked about, Reiki is for your highest good, whatever you need on any level. So your attunement that you're going to get in one of the later videos will be for whatever you need on whatever level you need it in that moment. So a few other things about Reiki. A lot of us know that Reiki comes through the hands. That's what we see it as, the hands-on art form. But it's a really wonderful thing to know that we as humans have hands, and most of us. And so what hands do is they give us the ability to be really clear and precise with the energy transfer. But it's a wonderful thing to know that the energy is just coming through every energy center in your body, which is why you can sit in the center of a room, turn on your Reiki energy, and allow the energy just to channel through you. It's like you're a big, bright light bulb going to the room, going to the food, going to whatever it is that you wish that it goes to. So when we practice Reiki, we can practice it hands-on, which means hands touching the person's body, or we can practice with the hands above. That is personal preference. I say try both, see what feels better for you. When I was first starting, I did a lot of hands-on, and now I do hands above. For some reason, for me and my practice, that feels better. But play with both, try both is fine. Now, Reiki, energy, can feel like a variety of different things. So energy feels different for everybody during these transfers. It can feel, I'm going to give you some examples, but don't limit this. It can feel like hot. It can feel like cold. It can feel like magnets, pins and needles, maybe like a vroom, 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 or pulsing sensation. So when we're doing the Reiki on ourselves or others, just expect that these energetic sensations will occur. And many of my students say to me, well, what do these energies mean? What do these sensations mean? And I say to you with love and truth, I have absolutely no idea what they mean. So what they mean is that there's energy shifting. So we're looking for cold, hot, tingling, tears, because that's guiding us to there's energy that wants our attention, that needs balancing. You, as the giver of Reiki, most of us are very intuitive psychic beings who do this work. So you might have a sense of what's going on with the person. You might have a sense of why your hands are hot or cold, or why their head feels a magnetic movement to it. Now, you might have an idea of that and be able to share that with them in the session. But just know that bare minimum, you don't need to know. You just need to know that all of those things are energy in general. They're calling your attention to that place. And you leave your hands there, which we'll get to in a later video. You'll leave your hands in the area where the energy is calling you until a shift occurs. So just know that these are a variety of ways that you can feel the energy. There is also so much scientific evidence behind Reiki too. Obviously, it's a very spiritual art form, but it's a scientific art form as well. It's used a lot in hospitals now in correlation with healing a lot of chronic illnesses. It's really common to be used now with cancer patients to really help speed up their recovery process. Because what Reiki does is it slows down the brain waves and it allows the body to start to naturally heal itself. And again, with Reiki, it sends the body whatever it needs in that moment. So whatever the patient is dealing with in the hospital, whether it's just this deep need to relax or an aha moment that might need to come through to help them with whatever it is that they need to heal, they will receive. There's also a ton of science behind Reiki as well. Reiki works with the biomagnetic field of the body. It has to do with biolight emissions. So when we think about that, what we learned from Einstein ages ago, E equals MC squared, everything is energy. We're just matching higher vibrational energies with your body. So that which is not aligned with these light emissions starts to leave the body. So when we do Reiki, whatever isn't serving us anymore will leave. So when we set this intention for it to be for the person's highest good, that old energy leaves the system. It's like a big dumping, flushing, and detox of that. And then whatever energy the person needs or you need, you come in alignment with. So again, so cool. You don't need to know what you need or what the person needs. You just need to sit back, relax, breathe, and give the process over to something divine, greater, and intelligent. So that being said, this is a great time to move into the fact that Reiki is a path to self-realization. It's really cool because say you learn massage therapy. So a massage therapist learns to just give a massage, but I think it would be kind of funny if while you were on the table, you turned around and you gave the massage therapist a massage. That's actually how Reiki works. So while you are giving the Reiki, you're receiving the Reiki. Because think about that. The energy comes through your crown chakra, these are your chakras, in through your third eye chakra, down through your throat, down through your heart, and out your hands. So the energy is coming through you for your highest good with whatever you need to the person. So every single time you give Reiki, you receive it, which means that you're also going on a path of heightened spiritual growth and awareness. So during this path, which is so near and dear to me, you will experience an awakening to yourself, self with a capital S, higher self, heart self, soul self. You will get to meet the real you, capital R, capital Y, perhaps for the first time. For me, one of my biggest experiences with Reiki is heightened awareness. So when I would get my sessions in the beginning, and now as I even get Reiki sessions, I start to see from a higher vantage point, a higher perspective, what isn't working for me anymore. I see these old beliefs. I'm like, wow, there's an angry, irritated kid stomping around in there. Whereas before I would be in the angry, irritated kid space, I can now see and have space from her. And so the Reiki allows that to come and allows that to go. So this would be a good time to visit the section in your manual where you jotted down about Rei and about Ki, where we broke up the word Reiki. So Rei, spirit, right? And Ki, all that is. So it's connecting the words Rei and Ki, divine universal life force energy. And I just want you to look in your notes and see what Rei is to you. So for an example, mine is music and songwriting. When I'm sitting down at my piano and I'm writing a song, I put my hand on my heart and I feel it. I feel this connection to source. Some people, it's when they're out in nature. Some people, it's when they're listening. Some people, it's when they're with their kids or with an animal. So for you, I just want you to take a moment, look at your notes, and really feel into what your source of Rei is. And the reason I'm asking you to do this is just to give you a little bit of a reference point of what we're channeling. So that feeling when I'm at my keyboard and time has stopped and I just feel this connection to all that is, that's Reiki. So there's many, many, many different ways that you can connect to the divine. Some find it through yoga, some find it through meditation. Reiki is one of those channels. This is one of those ways we can connect to that part of ourselves that has the most potential and override the limiting mind. We can come into alignment with our soul. So I'm so excited to share this journey with you and through the next series of videos, help you align with your soul. So without further ado, I will see you all in the next video.